I've played my Minecraft survival world for quite a while now. And one thing I've noticed, everyone, is that we really struggle on food. Now, in the last episode, everybody, we went ahead and made this. Get out of here, cow, no one loves you. And what you're wondering if this is, if you didn't see last episode, well, everyone, I made myself a nice little XP farm because right now, everyone, I've got no bloody XP. So this episode, everyone, not only do I want to actually get our first proper enchants, but I need to get a better food source because honestly, this wheat farm is just not going to do well. I'm struggling. All right, I've murdered enough cows. So with that said, start the zombie massacre thing. All right, so already everyone, we already got a few levels, but I actually thought, why not start building the new wheat farm while also actually, farming? Now, what I actually want to do there, everyone, for this build is actually use some different blocks because I want to make a wall around this. I don't want some random ass sheep popping in and trampling my crops because that seems to happen to my other farm and I do not want that happening again. And I'm also thinking, everyone, of making almost like another sort of storage house possibly, or some sort of build within this place. But first off, we actually got to clear out this forest because I want to actually build this right behind where our barn is. It's going to kind of go across all the hills. I almost forgot, everyone, too, who I'm actually adding to the garden. Now, firstly, everyone, I'm also adding to the members tree Nolly and Fun122VR5, who both donated me some money, and I just want to say thank you so much for that. And we also have Jaron Hanks in the garden, who said, build a subscriber tower, please try, and just love your vids. A lot of ecstatic comments and some good suggestions. However, the subscriber tower idea was very, very good, and we're going to be doing that in a future episode. Oh, and if you're at all wondering what a subscriber tower actually is, it's basically you build a tower and every level is almost dedicated to a certain subscriber goal. So say every 2,000 subscribers I add another level. Eventually, we'll be adding so many levels onto the tower. Alright, everyone, so the plan is basically, as you can see here, we've got this area sort of cleared out and we're going to have a little hut sort of thing up here. The entrance is going to be right next to here. And we got a bunch of random stones and whatnot. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to wrap the stones all the way around this area and kind of make like a little perimeter wall so things can't get into the farm, and also kind of just make it look really cool as well, adding some like scarecrows and whatnot. But yeah, this is going to give us food forever. We're never going to run out of food ever again. But I'm thinking of actually maybe bringing this back a tiny bit. Alright, everyone, so for the wall, what I want to do, I kind of want to start it almost connecting to the actual mob spawner farm thing, because as I said before, like we're going to actually end up bringing like a really nice road coming through and whatnot. But for now, I think I'm just going to do this. So we're just going to do a little like lay of the land, just like a little shape sort of thing right here, and then this is going to be the entrance right about there. And then we're going to continue to wrap around this a bit, kind of like make it a bit ovular, and this is going to kind of go almost up to the water's edge. Alright, and then once we get to this part, I basically just want to make it so things can't just jump in. That's the whole thing I just want to do with this wall. Just make it so things can't jump into the farm because they are so bloody annoying. I don't want to be farming my crops and get a creeper blow up on my face. Alright, and then I think what I'll do, I'll have it leave up here because we're going to have that little tiny shack sort of thing up here. And then we're going to continue the wall going through here. It's actually going to go behind the tree because I want some trees actually in the farm to make it look pretty cool. And then we'll continue this ovular shape. There we go. Okay, that is big. Okay, everyone, I got to admit, this is going to give us quite a lot of wheat. Oh my days, I can imagine this is going to give us a lot. Alright, now that everyone, what we're going to go through and do is kind of just add some extra little bits of height every once in a while, kind of just making it feel a bit almost broken in some spots, which I think should be pretty good. But yeah, this would just make things like obviously not be able to jump in and whatnot, and just also give it a kind of like a cool kind of rustic effect almost. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. I am very happy with that. Now let's do the other side. Alright, everyone, there we go. The wall is done. That actually looks really good. I'm happy with that. Okay, everyone, so as you can see right here, we have a few little blocks for this little cabin. Now, this little shack thing, it's not gonna be anything crazy, but it should just give us a nice little area to obviously build this. And because obviously it's in like sort of like a rundown sort of part, like little farm area, it's not gonna be anything too crazy. It's gonna be a pretty rustic sort of build. And it's going to be kind of on an angle like this. To do something like this, it's going to be like almost like a diagonal build, which I don't ever usually do, but I think it could be a pretty cool challenge. So if I just continue the diagonal sort of aesthetic like that, there we go. And then we're going to eventually raise this up like this. So yeah, there we go. We've got a nice little framework so far. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and add in some of these polished deep slate. Now we haven't got much of this, but on our adventure to obviously the lower levels last episode, we were able to actually get some of this, which I think is pretty good considering deep slate can be a very fun block to build with. Alright, and then what we're going to do, everyone, is go up with some cobblestone right here. This is how we're going to make our walls out of. So like I said, pretty simple build. Nothing too crazy, nothing too bad, but mainly just a place for us to store our wheat and also, just a nice little build in the world. That's my main thing. I love having like just random builds in the world that you could kind of don't do too much with, but it's just cool to have, you know what I mean? It just adds more to look at. I love stuff like that. It's really cool. But yeah, let me tell you everyone, I've been so busy the last few days. I just want to like pump out these videos, and I know they're not like the most popular on the channel, but I love making these episodes. They're so fun. Alright, now though, what I want to do is go ahead everyone, and just quickly put in some glass panes here. And it's bloody raining. I love my luck. This is just amazing. Alright, what I want to do there, everyone, is add in a nice little birch actual floor. However, actually, wait, I just realized something. I want to make it a tad bit different because what I want to do, everyone, is make it so it kind of just outlines the room. And then the inside will be made of plank, oak plank, sorry. And to also spruce things up a tiny bit, I'm also going to be adding an acacia door right here. Now, I know it probably doesn't fit the vibe as much, but I kind of like it. I kind of like how it fits into the farm aesthetic. So I'm just going to chuck down some basic appliances right here. And I'm going to get a bed after, but for now, I think we'll just leave it just like this. Now, everyone, for the roof, I want to try something a bit different. Now, I actually have no idea no plan at all for the roof. I have a few blocks, but I want to make sort of like an interesting sort of roof. Now, I also want to do something like this just to make the full block. And then what I want to do, I'm going to make it so it kind of does something like this. Now, I don't really know what the hell this is that I'm doing, but it's something. We've got some stripped logs, so I think what I'm going to do is kind of make something like this. And this is also going to make this go all the way across like this as well, all around the roof. Alright, there we go. And then because it goes into sort of like an odd sort of aesthetic number here, I kind of want to just shift it around a tiny bit. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of making weird shapes out of something, and it's, I don't know if it's working or not. There we go, strip that as well, and then what we're going to do now is then add in some more bits. But we're also going to add in just some like, little cobblestone filler part there. So like I said, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I actually have no idea what this is meant to be. It's kind of just something. Excuse me? Are you trying to steal my horses? Are you alright, my friend? I mean, you've given me free llamas. That's pretty cool. I've now got llamas inside of my horse pen, which is really cool. Alright, but we do have also a little red bed, which I'm going to put in right there. But I do need to sort out this roof, because I actually have no idea what I'm doing with it. So we're going to add a little thing just like this that now goes around. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. We are quite literally just experimenting and having some fun. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, it doesn't. Who cares? But this is my favorite way of building Minecraft. Are you joking? Yeah, this is my favorite way of building Minecraft. Just building something and hoping for the best. You have no idea what's going to work, but at least you're trying something different. That is always by far my favorite building. If you've looked at my world by now, I think you know that. I mean, it's not anything crazy, but it's honest work. I just wanted a cozy little farmhouse, and that is exactly what I've gotten. And to give it even some more support, I added in some little like things like this every like few blocks or whatever. Mate, what are you two doing? Alright, there we go. We got a nice little farmhouse. Now, though, what I want to do, everyone, is make ourselves a pathway, just using, obviously, the regular path. And we're just going to make a nice little, not anything like really bad, pathway going straight up to the room. And this will cut straight through the actual wheat farm as well, giving you a pretty snazzy walk that goes all the way through. Alright, and then we get to this part, and then what I'll do is add in 3 little stone stairs. There we go, that is a nice little walkway. Now though, it's actually time to finally build the farm. This whole video is about building a wheat farm, and I haven't even built a wheat farm yet. Okay, I gotta admit though, everyone, that does look good. That does look really cool. That little broken wall that goes into this pathway that goes up there, that is really cool. You know, I gotta admit, everyone, the enchanted golden apple banner is so cool. I actually don't know why. That is awesome to make. And the fact I can make multiple of those is so cool. And what I need now, everybody, is actually lanterns, because lanterns are the way I'm actually gonna be lighting up this build. And the way I'm gonna be doing it is, you know where the water sources are? Well, I'm going to put slabs over the water source so the water source can still work, and then put lanterns on top. So that way, not only do we have light that's hidden away in the farm, but it also looks bloody cool. But first, we also have to sort out where the water's going to go, because we need to make sure, everyone, every single block is irrigated. Alright, now I probably could have done this in a more efficient way, but now let's get ahead and get some water. Now I'm going to do the tedious as task of actually filling in all the water, which is terrible. Alright, now then, what we're going to do, we're going to go through and break up all these torches, and then we're going to go through and add in all the lights. Now I've added 1 lantern on top of the entrance part right there, because I think that just looks pretty cool. But now we need to actually go around and do this properly. So what, this is more looking like a graveyard. And let me tell you, this water, just putting the water in took so long. You do not understand. Alright, let's go through now and place in the top slab right here, all the way through. And there is already mob spawning in here. You know, now that I think about it, everyone, why am I even using lanterns? No one's even going to see these. The wheat's going to be covering them. I feel like I've just wasted a lot of iron. It's like that. We will put, however, 1 lantern. Actually, no, I don't like that, though. Alright, now, though, let's go through and add in all the lanterns. And I've already misplaced one. I mean, at least it'll all be very lit. Alright, there we go, everyone. This seems like a lot of lanterns. Well, that's how many water sources there are. Oh my days. Okay, yeah, without weight, this looks terrible. Alright, let's go through now, everyone, and actually start tilling all the ground. And then we can put in some actual seeds. And we can sleep in the farmhouse for the first time. But yeah, I go to everyone. I do love having like these little rest stops all across the world. Just having like little like homes and rooms with beds in them and stuff. I really like it. Alright everyone, so luckily for us over here, we have a lot of wheat seeds just chilling in my chest. Now, I have no idea everyone if this is going to be enough. I really hope it is, because this could be terrible otherwise. But I'm really hoping it's enough. But yeah, we definitely need to get these roads in, everyone, and like actually start redecorating everything, because obviously I made these roads back in the Legacy Edition and we didn't have many options back then. So we need to actually recalibrate everything. But what I'm going to do, everyone, is actually use some stone hoes because they're the cheapest and there's not really a point in using an iron hoe. Alright though, let's go through and start tilling. Alright everyone, there we go. We've tilled all the ground after 6 stone hoes, all my days. But now everyone, let's go through and start actually planting all these seeds. I'm not going to have enough seeds for this, I already know. But I think this should be definitely good to start with. So I'm going to start with these hill parts here because I feel like once that grows, I'll just look better. And then we'll start doing the more flat parts. It appears though I've miscalculated one part and we do need a water here. Well, everybody, after all of those wheat seeds, this is what we've got. Honestly, it's kind of underwhelming, I know, but as this grows, obviously we'll be able to fill it all in, and then once this all grows up in general, it will look so cool. However, what I want to do now is actually go ahead and get some actual scarecrows in. Now, I think I'm just going to make like 2 or 3 scarecrows, so I'm just going to grab some of these already pre-carved pumpkins. Oh, that does look cool though, I gotta admit, that does look very cool. This definitely adds a lot more to the actual base, but I do need to also maybe add some like, I don't know, something to block off the wheat field from that side. Alright everybody, so in my hand right now, I have everything I need for my scarecrows, and I have one design. I can't remember if I made it or I saw it somewhere, I don't remember, but I've used it once before in a world, and I love this design, so let's actually get one in. Yeah, I might put it right here, and everyone, this basically is the actual design. So you put a thing like that, then a hay bale for like the body, then you do a carved pump. Oh, I just broke my bloody thing. Okay, carved pumpkin like that. Then we're going to do 2 arms just like this, and then what you want to do, basically go ahead and add in a little hat just that goes around like this. Wait, that's wrong. I can't remember how I did it. Okay, we're going to get rid of the hat. The hat's not going to be there. Yeah, I think, okay, that's a pretty good scarecrow though. I can't remember how I did the hat. There's some things I do remember, but I just don't remember that. But let's go ahead and we'll do one more, and this one will be maybe like right here. And I'll make this one face maybe this way. Alright, boom, and boom. And then we'll make this guy hold a little lantern as well. There we go, we've got the scarecrows in. There we go, very nice. And yeah, that is pretty much the farm complete, everyone. We can't really do too much until the wheat seeds grow. But now, let's get the last few levels and get our first proper enchant. Alright, everybody, we have finally got here. And now, what I'm going to do, everyone, is go ahead and make ourselves a fresh diamond pickaxe. Put this one away. We'll just like for safekeeping or whatever. And this one is going to be our diamond pickaxe, everyone. I'm so excited. Honestly, no matter what, everyone, the video is going to end. No matter what enchantment I get, let's just hope it's a good one. So we've got our lapis. Alright, let's see what the reading enchant says. Oh my god. I will take it. I will take it. I will take it. I will take it any day of the week. Fortune 3, efficiency 4. All I wanted was fortune. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm a happy man. Well, lads, we are definitely going to have to do a stream, and I'm going to have to do a lot of mining. But with that said, everyone, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this episode. Please comment down below any future ideas for any future videos, and I'll see you all in the next one. I've been Swifty Sloth, and good bloody bye.